What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. What I have here for you today, this is a Mazda CX-3. This is a 2016 one, and I really like these. This is the smaller hatchback of the Mazdas. I really do enjoy the style of this car right here. Alright, so on this vehicle right here, what we have is a hydrolocked. This vehicle drove through some water and the engine is stuck. It does not rotate, and I need to replace the engine on it. There's an engine that we're going to be installing on it. This is a used engine from a company called LKQ, and we're going to be swapping this motor out. I'm not going to be showing everything and all the steps. I'm just going to roughly kind of just go through it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it started. Alright, the first thing we're going to do before we raise the vehicle in the air is remove this plastic cover that covers the steering shaft over there, and remove the 12mm bolt from the steering shaft and go ahead and get it off. As you can see, I already got it right there. Alright, so I had to take the oil pan off. Right there's the oil pan, and as soon as I removed it, I can see this right here looks like the side skirt of a piston. This is the side skirt of a piston. You can see the groove rings, or the grooves right here for the rings, and this is that coated part. So that piston is damaged up in there. I'm able to spin the engine around just a little bit, but it gets stuck, so I need to be able to free the engine up just to move a little so I can get the bolts off of the flywheel that hold the torque converter onto it. So I need to be able to spin the engine a little bit more. As you can see, I'm able to spin it just a little, but I can't really see which one is the one that's damaged. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this little bracket right here, or this baffle. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove the oil pump as well, so I can get a better look at the pistons from underneath. Alright, so I went ahead and took that little bracket or baffle off, and I also went ahead and took the oil pump off. Here they are, and on top of the oil pump there's another piece of a piston right there. So after closer inspection, it's actually piston number 1 that's just completely exploded in there. So I can barely spin the engine. Like, it'll spin a little bit. Okay, so I got it kind of loose, but then eventually it'll get stuck again. And you can see this gear right here is bent. That's for the crankshaft position sensor. And you can hear all that just cracking in there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the end cap right here for the rod on cylinder number 1, so I can hopefully get the crankshaft to spin freely. Alright, so I was able to remove the end cap on the rod for cylinder number 1. Now let's take a real good look in there so you can see. Alright, so I just want to go ahead and show you guys exactly what happened. So here you go, there's cylinder number 1. Look at that rod. It's completely bent. So when that rod bent, it wedged the piston into the side, and it totally destroyed that piston. That's what happens if you drive through water. The engine just can't compress a liquid, and the metal or the rod is going to lose. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a look at what hydrolocking an engine looks like. Alright, so I have the subframe out of the vehicle. This is how I remove these engines from these vehicles. I remove it from the bottom of the car. Here's a subframe. As you can see, the knuckles come with it. The steering rack comes with it, and the sway bar as well. And now underneath, pretty much got a clean shot at everything. Just next I'll go ahead and remove all the coolant lines. There's just this one in the front, there's 2 more in the back, and the shifter cable right there. I'll go ahead and remove the axles as well and put some plugs in there. And then I'll start over here removing this side of the harness, because the harness goes through the top and through the back. So I'll start over here removing this harness on the back of the engine, and then go slowly towards the top. And then I'll remove it from the top, and then I'll be ready to drop the engine. Alright, so I got the rear harness out. This is the harness that goes on the back of the engine. It goes on the top right here, then to the back. And then over here, on this side, I got this harness right here that goes to the side right here to the alternator and AC compressor. And I have to remove the intake manifold because there's another harness that goes down here and it plugs into the injectors. So the only way to get this injector harness off is to remove the intake manifold. And once you remove the intake manifold, there's a knock sensor right here as well. Then we need to get the harness, and this right here is the PCV system on the vehicle. It's really difficult to change this PCV valve if you ever need to, because obviously you need to remove the whole intake manifold, as you can see right here. So now I'm just going to keep removing these harnesses. I'm going to remove the injector harness, remove this little bit of harness right here, and then I'm just going to lay the whole harness of the vehicle. I'm going to lay it to the side. And then once that's done, I'll go ahead and disconnect some of these lines up here, the fuel line, a couple vacuum lines, and 2 coolant lines, and then I'll be ready to drop the engine out. Alright, so as you can see, I got the whole harness removed on the vehicle. The whole harness, I got it right here on the side, and that's how it goes. You start from over there, you remove the whole thing, and you just lay it right over here. I went ahead and disconnected all the coolant lines from the vehicle. It's just this top hose and then the bottom hose. And on the rear, there's going to be 2 coolant lines going back here. One to the coolant control valve and the other one to the pipe that comes out of the water pump. And one of them's here. And then the other one is, they're both right here. As you can see, both these lines on the back, they're disconnected. The cable for the transmission, went ahead and undid that. There's a ground right here as well that I went and undid. Just put it to the side, and here's the AC compressor. I also went ahead and sucked down the AC. I took 1 line underneath over here, and then here's the other line right there. Went ahead and just put some paper towel in here just so nothing gets inside of the AC compressor. And that's it. It's ready to come out. Let's go ahead and get this engine out of here. Alright, so right now nothing is holding the only thing holding the engine up is this table. So now I'm just going to lift the vehicle off of the engine. Go ahead and do this slowly. Make sure these motor mounts let loose. Okay. Alright, and she is out of there. So yeah, there she is. She's out of the vehicle. She came out pretty easy. Didn't really give me any trouble. Here's the engine bay without the engine in there. And it honestly didn't take me that long to remove it. I got here around 10 a.m. this morning, and it's almost 2 o'clock right now in the afternoon. It's 1:52. Almost 4 hours to remove the engine. And yeah, now for the fun part. Now I got to remove the transmission, put it on the new used engine, and then remove all the components, because the new engine, you know, it doesn't come with the alternator, it doesn't come with the AC compressor. So I'll need to transfer quite a few components over to the new engine. So yeah, pretty much what I just did, just in reverse order. And I'll be done. That's pretty much it, guys. I kind of just wanted to show you just a quick video. I didn't go through a lot of steps or anything. I just wanted to show you how I remove the engines from these vehicles whenever I need to do, you know, an engine replacement. And this one, obviously, it definitely needed replacing because of that cylinder number 1, that rod being bent, and, you know, they drove through water, hydrolocked it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys like the content and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.